I wanted to make this video to show how far you can go in a year, even working on something that interests you in your spare time. In March, I had an incident in 2022, and I'd been getting better at picking the asteroids right off the bat. And anyway, but I still hadn't figured out how to make the videos, how to disguise names and places, so that for my own family's protection. So I made a video for just my private friends, using the names and showing how everything happened right on time. So my childhood friends and the people that know me personally could see it. So anyway, since that time, uh, things have progressed in leaps and bounds, and I finally got over my fear about getting in front of the recording and showing things, and figured out how to do it all. Developed Gianna so that I could use that as a vehicle for this. So this video is disgustingly hilarious. It's about cockroaches. When Eris was squaring Pluto for a long time, you guys might remember, COVID and all the crazy governmental things, with Eris being strife and discord for positive change, and then good old Pluto. But Pluto also includes plumbing. Neptune was also doing some things at the time of this video, and as Pluto and Neptune went back and forth, making all these things aspects, for 16 months we had a plumbing issue. And so I've pointed out that I have Jupiter in the 8th house, and I like to call it the 8th house of ick, just because it is really can be. And my Neptune sits in my 6th house, which is not only my health and hiding things with my health, but also it hides a lot of plumbing issues for us. Plumbing issues have just always been a thing in my adult life. I can't tell you how many stories I have. Asteroid doo-doo actually is very involved in my life too. But so where was I? Eris has been on my progressed midheaven for a good long time. Uh, Jupiter, expands everything that it touches, and so it was doing things with the Pluto issues. So Uranus and Neptune involve themselves, bringing unexpected, hard to figure out hidden problems. The 16-month plumbing issue from the city accidentally and unknowingly breaking our sewage connection to the main line. Uh, it was just recently resolved before the pest control company had to come out. It took 6 plumber visits just to diagnose the problem and another few months for the city to fix it. They were shorthanded because of COVID. So this resulted from the neighbor's line being fixed, and our first American roaches showed up after the nearest duplex neighbor moved out. They left lots of trash inside their unit directly across from my bathroom where they first appeared. I didn't see many. I trapped and baited, no problem. In the meantime, our plumbing issues had gotten to the point that feces and paper came up the drain in the kids' bath. Uh, it was overflowing in the yard. It was just nasty. In the bathroom, it created a smorgasbord for the little critters. So when it was in the walls, I guess, coming up that way, but we still barely saw any in the house. I just every now and again. I can tell you this because I know I'm not a dirty housekeeper, and these were the kind attracted to plumbing issues. We also had some palmetto bugs. They call them in Florida water bugs here, but I lived in Florida for 14 years, and almost always in old houses, so they don't really bother me to see one here or there to run around. During that time, life had brought so many hectic things that making scheduling the extermination difficult. Um, because I had my dad's kidney issues getting worse, the Pluto plumbing again, this time human plumbing. and my brother's cancer eradication through the surgeries, and we had all kind of troubles with the Pluto square Eris. Um, so anyway, I finally got it scheduled, and then I had to reschedule because the weather for a week was too rainy to be able to spray well outside. And but it happened right on time. Cockroach apocalypse is what I call it. They say that if you see one, there's 100 in the walls, and really all I could do was laugh when the sprayer was and the dusting brought them out. They were falling from the ceilings, and it was disgusting. So anyway, but all you can really do is laugh about it. Um, my husband came home from work to see, and he was just laughing with me. Now this was right on time. Mars, Venus, and Pluto were opposite my progressed ascendant. Taking action, which is Mars on the home, Venus for nasty, icky pests, Pluto. With transit Neptune with sextile my natal Venus, hidden issues in the home. Neptune also rules poison. Uh, but it also helped my 12th house Venus spiritual career path, as I'll show. So here we go with the charts. Okay, I'm just going to do two charts this time. This is my natal chart for that day, March 1st, 2022. And very first thing off the bat, I want to point out that Saturn at 1638 here in Aquarius, my ninth house, was making a finger of God, a yod, with my Gagnero at 1637 and the pest company name 1637. You have a sextile here with these two, and both of them are in conjunct Saturn here. Um, like I said, this was the very first time I ever tried to make a video to show my friends how everything was lining up. Had to put in a lot of hard work, even though I wasn't sure how to do it. Just trying to figure it out. I've had paint shop experience from other websites that I used to run. And anyway, so and over the last year, obviously, I figured it out and how to record the videos. So we have that yod going on here. Uh, Chaos at 2728 Gemini, which is where the current new moon is right now, was opposite our last name. That's my current last name. The sprayer's last name, I had two that I had plugged in for him. 1402 Sagittarius here sits at my destiny and the great attractor. But it's also sitting across his name here, which is where I have Urania and Celestia at 13 degrees here. Um, we have, let's see what else. Oh, the other star was Pluto at 2746 that connects to our last name. Pluto, of course, ruling transformation, uh, astrology, magic, and icky pest stuff like my eighth house Jupiter. Uh, so we have, and Saturn is the ruler of my Jupiter being in Capricorn. So since I was playing with the sprayer's last name here, and the purple will run through it, those connect to my Juno, which sits here at our town name at 1245 and 1423, and connects to Hygeia. Hygeia is how you take care of your health and cleanliness, and Hygeia had just crossed over my natal Hygeia, and of course was connecting with his last name and Juno and our town's name. And they also, of course, connect to my Eris, Chiron, and Mercury. Um, just the craziest things just always happen with them being so close opposite Uranus. It's the story of my life. So, next we have the sprayer's last name at 2915. That might sound familiar right now, that degree area. We've had a lot of 29-0 energy, especially with Pluto having just gone back into Capricorn, so that would make it a trine here to the sprayer's last name, ending in OV. And it's sitting on my Pluto, which is opposite my Diaritza, asteroids backwards, and Atlantis 2940. That also connects to our street name here and my karma. And I also have Neowise, Comet Neowise that blew through. Oh, was that? Was that in 2022 or 2020? Anyway, Comet Neowise means new wisdom. Um, it connects to my husband's nickname here. It connects to my Mars and my Miller over here. So we have some nice connection aspects there. The company name in transit was at 109. Diaritza was at 022, just opposite my karma, new wisdom, and our street name, etc. Um, let's see. Okay, asteroid Pest here, 1948, connects to my Icarus and my husband's name and my midheaven. And it also connects directly over here to my Hades at 1947. Hades is, I did a few videos ago about, things happening right on time and using the information to apply um, properly. Now, of course, that would connect to my Nessus here in the first house, the more troublemaking for positive change like Eris. And we have uh, my Gagnero and Gianna sit over here. Now, really, my Gianna and Gagnero midpoint would be about 19 degrees uh, if you did the math between them. I didn't stop and do the math. But so it would be sitting right here. Gianna did not exist then. I was still only using the Gagnero, and I might have just started using Ginky. I'm not sure when I did for my childhood nickname. But Gianna, I didn't even know about till I was visiting my dad, and he showed me the paper last fall, summer or fall. So for that particular spelling of my version of my name. So that's kind of important because this was a time when I was really starting to progress myself. Um, then we have, let's see, the sprayer's first name here at 431 in my natal chart does make a square to my vertex, Destiny's Gateway. And that would also sit right here at my node axis here. And Transit Miller had just crossed over the sprayer's first name. Then we have, let's see, did those, the ones that I don't have marked, uh, our town name here would connect to my Vesta and my Sun. It would also connect to my Jupiter here. Uranus here connects to the county name 1138 and 1133 in a semi-sextile. Gianna here was square to my midheaven and my IC. Again, she didn't exist yet. Um, the nodes were 25, 45. They're more important in my progress chart. So I didn't put a lot of attention into them. So let's see, Pax at 1508 was really close to my own Uranus here. And of course, opposite all of that, Pax being soul contract agreements. It also would connect to my part of fortune. That's here at 15 in my sixth house here. Scorpio, of course, is ruled by Mars and Pluto. You see that Mars and Pluto and Venus are all right here, 2535, 2604, 2746, all connecting to our last name and anything in those areas. The our street name 2145 hit a bunch of the midpoints I had pointed out in the last video I made that were at 21, 22 degrees. Eris over here 2354 doing the same thing, more in my progress chart. Our transit last name here was also connecting to Hades and to the Gianna Gagnero midpoint and to the Icarus, everything happening in divine order, and to my husband's name. What else do we have? We have the tens, the sun, and our county name were square to my ascendant and to my descendant. Of course, they were opposite my moon. Um, I think it took about 2 days to make the first video, so the sun would have been more opposite my moon, and it was hard for me to come out and say that, but it was just the whole situation was just so funny. I was willing to risk being thought of as gross because of the video content that, just to show these things happen. We can't get all bent out of shape just because things happen. Quit judging people for what goes on in their lives. So that was a big step for Ginky to come out with something like that. I worried for a long time about what people thought. Of course, Saturn and the Moon and Mercury were here near my midheaven. So by the time I made the video a couple days later, Mercury was definitely on it. Let's see what else. Neptune, of course, at 2224 would be connecting to Gianna into my 12th house Venus. And yep. 1352, Jupiter would be connecting to my Ginky. Oh, I didn't put it in here. It's 14 degrees exactly next to my Mercury. Ergo here was connecting also. That's my house number, as well as the new relevance for old phenomenon quantum theory, the Ergo spot, Poisson spot. And it's at 2214, connecting to my Gianna and to my 12th house Venus. Yeah. Okay, I'll move on to the progressed. Anything I missed can be seen. Did I do pest? Yes, I did pest. There's my natal pest. It's a 2412, right opposite Eris. Isn't that awesome? They had to come back again a couple months. I think it was in May they came back and had to do it a second time because there were just so many. So, all right, on to the next one. All right, like I said, my progress chart really shows it a lot. Uh, we have the current new moon is right here. And of course, transit chaos was there in this, my 12th house. And chaos was connecting to my nodes, my south node and my first node. It was connecting to Pluto, of course. Those were the 27s. Ginky, I did put transit Ginky here. At 2628 was also connecting. And of course, it affecting my ascendant and descendant. Venus and Mars had crossed over them. What else we got? Eris was sitting directly on my progress chaos. Had just crossed over it. Things were crazy at that time. Like I said, it was hard to schedule even, but it needed handled once they got the plumbing actually fixed. And the North Node was on my progress Sun. So, even though it was a year ago, the North Node is your path of, your forward path. And they call them what, fate, path of destiny. Whereas the vertex is destiny's gateway. And you can see that Saturn, my progress Saturn, had already passed, but still opposite my vertex, destiny's gateway. So on my anti-vertex. We have Eris on my progressed midheaven, as I had said, 1303, 1319, and it's opposite pest. And my Chiron here, which don't forget Chiron was an astrologer, and it was opposite Pax. And my progressed Uranus. You can see that the Pluto here, my progressed Pluto, has the sprayer's last name ending in OV at 2915. It's 2928. And those are square to our last name. The Dark Pixie had pointed out a few years ago that she wondered what this 29-degree Pluto was. And I actually figured out that my last name sat there. Then I didn't know what that meant at the time. So, let's see. Getting back on track here. So I had put my little suns and stars to help me point out the cool stuff. And the reason I put the sun here was because my progressed Hygeia was 527. The sprayer's first name was at 507. Those would connect to my Neptune here, 407. Um, to my Jupiter, 736 here, which is in an inconjunct to my Saturn, progressed Saturn here. And the company's name, is that what am I matching up here with that? No, I was matching up the packs. 23 degrees, 53 minutes. Eris, 23 degrees, 54 minutes. Chaos, 23, 42 minutes. So that's why I put the stars there. Alrighty, so with the 13s also we had transit Jupiter over here. Our county name and Ginkgo were conjunct here in my progress chart. I know that Atlantis has been traveling here with my Mercury for a while now. Um, let's see. The sprayer's last name was conjunct my moon, the one ending in OD. Like I said, when I found his first and last name, I just plugged him in. I didn't search around and try to find the right ones that lined up just right, and I generally don't do that at all. Um, it's just I look and something just says pick that one. So sprayer's first name over here connects to all that, into my Uranus, into the company's name here. So you can see we got a lot of matchups here. Now this Mercury, which is your close environment as well as your communication, my 10th house, career, public reputation, life direction, was opposite that Hygeia with the sprayer's first name on it, connecting to all the other purples. But what I was pointing out was that our town name had already crossed past here. Remember, it took a week. I had to reschedule because of the rain, so it took a little bit of time. So the planets, transit go this way. So it already crossed over. Uh, transit Gianna, who didn't exist yet, was on almost on Hades, my progressed Hades, and that would connect to Pest over here at 1948, and Saturn at 1848, and our last name here at 1925, and to my Miller here at 2003, and to our town name at 1847. I can just keep going with all that. Back to these, our last name, ergo, new relevance for old phenomena in our house. Uh, Connecting here with the sprayer's last name ending in OV at 023 here, and Pluto 2928, the company's name at 109, Diaritza at 114. I didn't throw in all the other extras on this just so I could get the video done and show you. Uh, my husband and my progress chart's pretty funny too. But let's see, what else do we have? Icarus, the things occurring in natural order. Icarus is also often related to accidents and death. Um, if you know the myth of Icarus. So that connects over here. My Mars and Venus have been running together for quite a while, and when they were at 0 degrees, I was just really starting to make some progress. But it's gotten a little easier. Let's see. Oh, our town name is connecting to my Saturn and to Icarus here and to my Jupiter. My progressed Jupiter is 736 and our town name 758. Pest 1351, of course, was right next to the Uranus. Uranus is the unexpected and craziness. It's also the higher octave of Mercury. It's, more leaning towards our higher self. So anyway, yeah, it just kind of gives you an idea. It's crazy, but even the people that are helping you out are They're contracted right in there to come help you out. So don't overlook. I've seen it many times. Recently, a friend had to reach out, and you know that shows right on time too, to the other person's first and last name. And we have contracts. Trust your gut, and just keep on moving forward. Anyway, don't judge me on this. I cannot help all these troubles that come and go in my life. I just try to roll with them, um, and make something good out of all the ick. So thank you for watching, and have a great day.